Hello and welcome to the Virtual Racing League, live tonight from Phoenix Raceway for Race 22 here in the Virtual Racing League Cup Series. This is the start of round 2 of the playoffs. Drivers trying to lock their way into the Championship 4. They'll have an opportunity to do so here in the desert, Phoenix, Arizona. And right now, a few drivers looking pretty quick atop the boards. That is Yusuf Ghali, second quick, looking to find his way to victory lane. He won here last season and locked himself into that final 4 with that victory and on to a championship. Looking to repeat that here tonight. And another couple drivers, Alec Martinez, looking for a better round 2 than round number 1. He just barely advanced after missing a race, and he's going to hope to make it into that final 4 a bit more comfortably than he did into this round of 8. Tonight's race, 165 laps, 165 miles around this 1 mile racetrack. Stage break will be at lap 45, and again, this is race 22 of 25 this season, but things are going to be coming to a close very soon. But it has been a fantastic season here from the Virtual Racing League, and looking forward to another great event tonight. Let's take a look at the points as they enter into tonight's race. Connor Horn sitting on top of the standings with his 8 victories. Adam Cabot second in the point standings with 4 wins. And then AJ Servato 2 wins. Alec Martinez 1. Yusuf Ghali with just a stage win. And the remainder of the drivers there in the 8. Mark Emerson, Elliot Butler, and Dylan Parker. And Dylan actually the fastest driver on track right now, so he could be setting himself up to head to victory lane here tonight, potentially onto that championship 4. But those are your 8 drivers battling to make it in. Everybody else out here just trying to grab a victory and play spoiler. A couple drivers pretty close on time doing that. That could be Keith Maotto or Zach Halpern, both top 5 fastest here in practice. As we wrap up that session and head to qualifying, see where your favorite drivers end up starting in tonight's race. As Dylan Parker gets us rolling here. Through turns 3 and 4. This is the older layout of Phoenix Raceway. Not what you'll see when they go here in real life. iRacing has not updated the start-finish position. As you see, a big slide there from Dylan. Had to get out of the throttle. On board with him here through these 2 corners. Probably just a warm-up lap. I did see that the second lap could be very quick as he gets this car pointed in the right direction to start lap number 2. There he is across the line at 27.42. And really deep into the corner there, gets it hooking right down around the bottom. Trying to drive it up to the wall. Nice line through there. Cuts the dogleg just a bit. Right down to that yellow line. Up out of the corner, trying to keep as much speed in it as he can. 26.91 for the driver of the number 3 machine. Yusuf Ghali now goes to second with a 27.47. Trying to improve on lap 2. Across the line he will go at 26.87. Atop the board goes Yusuf Ghali. Alec Martinez completing his first lap now on his second, trying to pick up just a couple hundredths and get that pole time really low here in 3 and 4. And he is not going to be successful in improving that lap time, as you can see. Here goes Angelo Ronis. Keith Mayato also on the racetrack. Keith missed out on this round by, I think it was around 15 points, but two-time winner this series, and missed a race at Watkins Glen in the previous round. Not able to advance because of that, as he is just limping around here for his first lap, I believe. I'm not exactly sure. It looks like he's just trying to get a lap time in. Eric Hutton goes across the stripe for the second time, a 26.94. That'll put him sixth fastest. Elliott Butler, one of the 8 playoff drivers, he'll go 11th fastest. Jeremiah Vincent still sitting on pit road, not going to get going. Connor Horn joins us now. I didn't see Connor in practice. Has not taken a lap time just yet, and looks like he might be starting from the rear here tonight. Should be a pretty good one. Phoenix is a very interesting racetrack, pretty difficult. A lot of drivers don't like it, but it can lead to some really good racing action. These Cup cars with the 750 horsepower package like we have tonight. Pretty fun slipping and sliding around here. 77 degree air temp, 79 degree track temp, so drivers should be pretty comfortable with their race cars. But it is a little bit slippery out there. Here goes Connor Horn onto the speedway. He'll have just enough time, I think, to get one lap in. He works through the final couple of corners here towards the start-finish line. Going to be very tight. 27, 26. Ooh, I think he might just miss out. Trying to squeak a lap in here. Connor Horn through turns 1 and 2, through the dogleg on the back straightaway. Pushing that car as hard as it can go, down into 3 and 4, right along the yellow line. 4 seconds remaining. He is probably not going to make it. 2, 1, 0. Oh, just short. Connor Horn does not get a lap time in. 14 drivers do. Let's go to the starting grid here for tonight's race. Starting up front on the pole, it's going to be Yusuf Ghali, the 54 machine, taking that pole time, winner of this race last year. And Dylan Parker is going to be rolling off to his outside. 2 of the fastest drivers in the practice session rolling off here on the front row. Rolling off from the second row, it's going to be Alec Martinez and Zach Halpern. Zach looking to play spoiler here tonight. Alec looking for another victory after winning the first race of the season. Has not found victory lane since. Rolling off from row 3, AJ Stravato, 2-time winner this season, and Eric Hutton, a race winner, but did not make the cut line at the playoff, at the start of the playoffs, and looking for a victory now returning to the league. And Adam Cabot, 4-time winner this season, the Magic Man starting 7th. Mark Emerson going to be rolling off from the 8th position after a really good race last time out. Jeff Wright going to be starting in 9th. Bailey Turner rounding out the top 10 on the grid here tonight. Angelo Ronas going to start in 11th. Elliott Butler rolling off from 12th. 13th will be Garrett Kite. Keith Mayato starting in the 14th position, slowest of the drivers with the time. Connor Horn starting in the 15th position. Joe Stafford rolling off from 16th. 17th will be Eddie Trejo. And Jeremiah Vincent going to be rounding out the field here tonight in the 18th position. So a few more cars than we've seen here over the last few weeks, and that is good to see. As getting ready to roll off of pit lane. There's the pace truck getting moving. Cheer on your favorite drivers. Let us know you're out there, who you're rooting for to take the victory here tonight. Drivers racing to fight for a championship. With 3 races here in the second round of the playoffs. We'll find out who those final 4 will be. But one of them could be locked in after race ends tonight. 165 laps to settle the score. Who is going to come home with the checkered flag and the trophy and a shot at the championship? Yusuf Ghali will get us going. TRD Toyota Camry down low. Dylan Parker up high. And the 3 machine. Green flag in the air and underway in Phoenix Raceway. Side-by-side battle back here for the 6th position. Eric Hutton up high. Goes a bit wide on entry. Adam Cabot looking to take advantage. Here comes Mark Emerson, going to try and split the middle. Big wiggle by Jeff Wright. He'll lose some ground out of turn number 2. And down the back straightaway, going to get passed up by Bailey Turner and possibly Angelo Ronis. And out in front, Yusuf Ghali hanging onto it by a couple of car lengths over Dylan Parker. And Alec Martinez not too far behind as well. Zach Halpern in 4th under pressure from AJ Servato here in turn 1. AJ looks down low. The 7, though, able to hold him off on the high side. Really good run for Halpern as he sets his sights on Alec Martinez out in front. Gotta keep an eye on this Matt Black 67 and also the 36 of Keith Mayato. They're side by side right now for 13th. But these drivers should find their way to the front like they do almost each and every week. As Eric Hutton struggling right now, trying to battle back from the pass he made earlier. Right now, 9th position. Looks like Bailey Turner gets around. Bailey almost into the back of Mark Emerson as they work through 3 and 4. Side-by-side Jeff Wright and Angelo Ronis. Elliott Butler going to look down low as well underneath the 29. Things clean and green so far as most drivers single filed out, but this battle back here is, oh, big slide from Jeff Wright, almost catches the end of the pit lane. That is a close call for the driver. That 48 machine, a race winner this season, had his fair share of issues throughout the middle of the season, as I think Elliott Butler might have tagged the wall, or Mark Emerson, one of those 2 drivers with issues. But look at this, Connor Horn trying to work down to the inside, make up another position up to 12th already. And, oh, more problems for the 48. He's going to go around here out of turn number 4. Eddie Trejo has not been... Sorry, Eddie Trejo is on the racetrack. But it is, he started from the pit lane. That's going to cause some issues with the timing and scoring for him. As we do have a caution now, that is going to be the 48 of Jeff Wright. He is really struggling here tonight, and that is not very common for the driver of that 48. Let's go take a look at what happened here out of turn number 2. Taking a look down on the apron there. Just loses the back end of the race car. Able to lock it down, keep it off the wall. Get it pointed back in the right direction. And was spinning the tires through the gears down into turn 1 and 2. Back end comes around on him. He's trying to hang on, just cannot do so. And loops it. And then the 21 of Eddie Trejo off in the distance here. He's going to make his way towards him. That'll throw the yellow. Problems, though, for the 48 as Yusuf Ghali out in front has led the whole race so far. Don't look like anyone going to elect to come to pit lane other than potentially Jeff Wright. Oh, Eddie Trejo will stop and Jeff Wright, so those are the only 2 drivers to bring it down here. So things a bit interesting already here. Now 10 laps in. We're going to go to a quick commercial. Be right back.
Welcome to V-Speed, your home for sim racing excitement, providing dramatic moments from iRacing and beyond. We offer broadcasting for leagues across iRacing with specialized packages to help grow your league and advertise your sponsors.
Shot at it, I think, and right now Stravato with that advantage. It's half a car length the difference between first and second going into turn one. He gives the bumper to Connor Horn.
These two have gone all year to get to this point. Jacob Shorba drifting up the racetrack. They make contact. The 88 goes around. The 95 goes around. The 12 caught in it.
Our design team can help you create anything from paint schemes to sim rig parts with expertise in both 2D and 3D design with 3D printing capabilities. Looking to get into broadcasting yourself? We can help you design and operate custom overlays to make your stream look as professional as possible. Our team can create and manage custom merchandise sales for you and your team. Check out our shop to see what we have in stock and how we can create some awesome merch for you. Check out our race replays on YouTube or catch us live weekly on Twitch. Visit us at vspeedsim.com to see how we can help you on your iRacing journey.
And back at the racetrack now. Green flag in the air. Yusuf Ghali gets us going right up towards the outside wall. Almost gets into it. He's going to get hit from behind by Dylan Parker. Straight away to the 54, struggling to get up to speed, but keeps it straight. And here comes Zach Halpern now. Going to look to the inside of Alec Martinez. Thinks better of it. He'll stay in line as they enter turn 3. And side by side, the Magic Man Adam Cabot and Mark Emerson at the battle for 6th position. And the 77 is going to win that one. He's going to try and get another one, as here goes the 33 of Travato to the inside of the 7 machine of Zach Halpern. Can't get that move to work. Now Cabot going to try once again. Gets a great run out of turn 2. Mark Emerson also hounding the back bumper of that 33 car. And a bit of a slide right there. That's going to cost some speed. Bailey Turner has to check up. Almost runs over the 77. And into turn 1, side by side, 2 rows deep. Right behind that, Connor Horn, 10th position. Looking on this hornet's nest, trying to figure out a way around. Could be biding his time right here. Of course, the top 8 drivers at the end of lap 45 will earn stage points. You've got to make it to that point in the race. And they are racing hard right now, just 15 laps in. Connor Horn going to swing it way low onto the dogleg section of the racetrack into turn number 3. 3 wide with Eric Hutton and Bailey Turner, and not a lot of room given by the 24 as Connor Horn has to keep it down on the apron. That'll cost him his drive off. Here comes Angelo Ronas, going to try and take advantage. Not too far back. Garrett Kite, the 8 machine, works to the inside of Keith Mayato. Here comes Jeff Wright. Those fresh tires, just about 10 laps fresher. He'll go to the inside. He'll complete the pass on the 8 and the 36. Joe Stafford back here. We haven't seen Joe in a few weeks. Good to see him back out here. Looking on the battle between the 8 and the 36, but they settle that one out. Joe now looks down low. Gonna take that spot away. Garrett Kite gonna settle in line as look at that big slide from the 48 up the hill. Now in front, it is Yusuf Ghali leading the way. 2 car lengths in hand over Dylan Parker. 2 more back to Alec Martinez. And then just 1 separating the 18 and the 7. AJ Stravato struggling a little bit right now. Able to hold off Mark Emerson. The 22 is all over his back bumper, trying to get some shot at a move there, and side by side farther back, that is Angelo Ronas and Bailey Turner, who remain side by side down the front stretch. Drag race to the start-finish line. That'll be Angelo Ronas taking the spot. But Bailey fights back down low on the inside here in turn 1 and 2. Look at Jeff Wright swinging it up to the 4th groove here at Phoenix. Not a move you often see work, and it did not really work for him that time. He is trying things. Those fresh tires, the advantage, probably negated at this point. I think they're probably about evened out with tire temps coming up. Angelo Ronas trying to get something to work in that 2nd groove, but Bailey Turner will take over the 9th position. Connor Horn down low in 12th. Not able to really move forward as much as I might have expected. It's still quite a ways to go, and he's still figuring things out, I believe. No practice time. Down in front, the top 7, nose to tail. Then the battle now developing for 8th. That's going to be Hutton slipping up the racetrack. Here comes Bailey Turner trying to fight forward once again. Looking down low into turn 3. Cannot quite get there. Hutton shuts the door and out of turn 4. Able to hang on to that spot. Behind them, Angelo Ronas, Jeff Wright side by side. 48 car not afraid to make some moves early on in this race. Struggled on the opening laps and now trying to move forward on a fresh set of Goodyears. And he will just about clear the 29. Doesn't come up into the 2nd groove. Now in 1 and 2, Ronas fighting back. Keeps it right along the quarter panel, but slips up the racetrack. That might just hand the spot to Jeff Wright, who now looks to the inside of Bailey Turner. Mark Emerson, Adam Cabot a bit farther up, battling for 7th and 8th. Or 6th and 7th, actually. Looks like Jeff Wright will complete the pass on Bailey Turner, and here comes Connor Horn going to try and follow suit. And I agree, Reggie, only 18 drivers in this race, but it feels like we could have 30 the way they're racing out here. And all the back and forth and slipping and sliding. It's been a good short run to this point. The battle for 4th developing up there. That's going to be AJ Stravato and Zach Halpern. Zach a bit wide out of turn 4. That could open up an opportunity. Here comes Stravato, going to dive it deep into turn 1. Halpern early on the throttle, but has to let off just a bit. Here comes Stravato with a good run through the dog leg. Halpern keeps it wound up high, still out in front of the 33, and now in turns 3 and 4, that will be Stravato's position. Halpern, though, trying to cross him back over. Can't quite get there. Nose to tail. Jeff right now attacking the inside of Adam Cabot. Works down low. Clears him in one set of corners. His easiest pass so far this run. Connor Horn going to work around Eric Hutton. That is 10th. Then Bailey Turner right in front of him. But all over the back of the 22, that is Jeff Wright, the 48, trying to get up into another position. And Zach Halpern did lose the spot to AJ Stravato. Now might lose another one as that 48 closes in. You can see right there, 48 of Jeff Wright. Really good run out of turn 4. He'll clear Halpern down the front stretch. And Mark Emerson really had to check up right there. Missed the corner a bit. as Halpern got on the binders a bit earlier than usual. Now side by side, Adam Cabot, Mark Emerson. Connor Horn able to clear Bailey Turner behind them. And Mark Emerson able to hold off Cabot for 7th. And now another battle. Garrett Kite, Angelo Ronas down into turn 1. A big run for the 29 out of turn 2. Gets right back to the bumper. Elliott Butler, Keith Mayato side by side. Keith appears to be struggling a little bit tonight, but still would not be surprised to see him work his way forward by the end of tonight's race. But how about Jeff Wright now passing AJ Stravato on the outside? He will complete that pass. Those fresh tires really helping him out. Side by side, Connor Horn, Adam Cabot. This would be for the final stage point. Cabot slides up the track a little bit, almost catches the outside wall, and now Connor Horn with a good opportunity to complete the pass as he works into turn 3. Cabot pulling ahead, using the outside momentum. Connor fights back down low, though. Really good drive through the center of the turn, but wheeling it up off the corner. Drag race to the line. 77 of Cabot has it. Mark Emerson struggling just a little bit in front as they start to reel him back in. And as they race, Bailey Turner closing back in from behind. Connor just barely hanging on for dear life right there. Tried to keep it out of the 77, but couldn't keep it on the bottom. And a lot of side-by-side racing here in the first 35 laps. Connor Horn, big slide out of turn 4, hangs on to it, keeps the 9th position. He'll try another attempt to get underneath the 77, but can't get there that time. Farther back, that is Hutton and Garrett Kite fighting for 11th. Keith Mayato now works past Angelo Ronas after battling with Elliott Butler for a few laps there. It looks like Keith has put the pedal to the metal and now trying to make up some more spots. Wouldn't be surprised to see a battle develop here for 3rd as Jeff Wright has tracked down Alec Martinez, now 3 car lengths behind. 48 car with that 10 lap advantage on tires has gotten up into contention for the stage win, but Yusuf Ghali has been dominant so far in this race. He's led every single lap. Yusuf has not found victory lane yet this season, but looks like he could have the car to beat here, at least on the short runs. He's been very fast. Dylan Parker not letting him get away too far, though. As Jeff Wright will complete the pass on Alec Martinez, went around the outside. So Jeff Wright into 3rd, Alec Martinez back to 4th. Looking for other battles around here. Looks like Bailey Turner, Connor Horn, Adam Cabot still fighting for that 8th position. Connor still fighting for his life right here. The car is all over the place. He has driven the wheels and tires completely off of it. a single file now. Other than Connor Horn looking down low on Adam Cabot, has not been able to get alongside, but now he does here through 3 and 4. Cabot with a strong run up out of the corner. He might set his sights. And yeah, the 22 of Mark Emerson going to throw a block down into turn 1. But the 77 will get underneath anyways and nearly contact. That'll stack him up just a little bit. Look at this. Connor Horn looking to make a move. He gets behind Cabot now. Up out of the dog leg, 3 wide into turn 3. That's not going to work. Contact. The 77, the 22. Emerson goes around. And caution out now late as Elliott Butler will also get involved in that one. He gets into the 22. And Mark Emerson, who is having a very solid race there around 7th position, going to be fighting from behind, and I believe that will end the stage as well. Taking a look, of course, 3 wide battle right here. 77 goes in as Mark Emerson cuts down. They touch twice. And then Mark, hard on the brakes, locks it up. Elliott Butler, nowhere to go, slides right into him. They're wrecking up high. He's on the brakes and trying to cut low and hard on the brakes. Locks him up. Can't quite get away. But stage results appear like this. Actually, nope. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how the stage is going to work out. But I believe Yusuf Ghali winning the stage. As Zach Halpern and Jeremiah Vincent will remain on the racetrack. Looks like Dylan Parker may win the battle off of pit road, though, and Yusuf Ghali, he's going to fall a couple spots behind Jeff Wright and Dylan. Alec Martinez, Connor Horn, AJ Stravato, Bailey Turner, Eric Hutton, the top 10. And now Jeremiah Vincent will pull it down the pit lane. Zach Halpern stays out. On these old tires, this could get pretty dicey. .45 lap old tires. You saw how much Connor Horn was sliding around. And the fall off's not usually too bad at this racetrack, especially with the track temps the way they are. But there is still fall off, so Zach's gonna have to be very careful with what he does here and make sure he doesn't cause any craziness. Coming to the restart zone, Zach Halpern in control. Dylan Parker, the first car on fresh tires. Here we go, back up through the gears. Halpern gets going, but does not get away all that well. He'll jump to the high line. And then Dylan Parker right behind him gets into the 7. Will send him up the racetrack, and Halpern going to lose quite a few spots straight away. And now Yusuf Ghali back to the point. Dylan Parker going to try and make a move potentially. He goes really deep into 3 and 4. Cut back down the racetrack. Gonna try and get the run off the corner. Really big wiggle though. That checks him up big time. Here comes Jeff Wright. He'll go to the inside and crashing farther back. Or actually, that is the stage break right there. So we did end the stage. It was just a 1-lap shootout. There is the stage result. Yusuf Ghali, who did not restart your race leader, but rather third, goes on to win the stage. Jeff Wright, second. Dylan Parker, third. Alec Martinez, fourth. Connor Horn, fifth. Bailey Turner, sixth. Eric Hutton, seventh. Garrett Kite rounding out the top 8 here in stage 1. That got a bit wild there. A couple of quick cautions. And I think I understand Jeremiah Vincent Had to come back down pit lane. He's got a problem here. And he'll go now 2 laps down. And he may get the lucky dog. I'm not sure. But also Zach Halpern. I'm sure he's going to bring it in either this time or next time. Now with the damage, he should be able to get that repaired under yellow. He will bring it down along with Angelo Ronas, Elliott Butler, and perhaps a few others. Eddie Trejo, Mark Emerson with the damage, of course, going to try and get more of that repaired. See if we can get a word in, though, with the stage winner. That is going to be Yusuf Ghali, who's led all but 3 laps here tonight. Hey, Yusuf, Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, Yusuf, you're looking pretty quick out there. That 54 Toyota Camry. Able to fight back there for that 1-lap shootout. You get the stage win and the race lead. Got the race back in your hands. How's the car feel?
It was good. I always love this track and this car, so just going to go out here and see if we can keep it going.
Yeah, and quite a ways to go for this second half or second part of the race. Any strategy kind of in mind for this with the long run?
Well, I just hope it goes green and we don't have a caution with 4 to go like we did last season. I had to do what I had to do then.
Yeah, winning last season. Does that give you a little bit of confidence here tonight, knowing that you've got the speed at this racetrack?
Yeah. Like I said, I always love coming here because it's one of my favorite tracks to drive, so.
Yeah, definitely apparent as you've got all but 3 laps led here tonight and looking very strong so far. So good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
All right, that is race leader Yusuf Ghali, stage winner. He has led all but 3 laps tonight's event. And looking very, very fast. Trying to repeat and find victory lane for the first time this season, which is crazy. Last year's champion. He won the last 2 races of the season. Has not been able to get to victory lane. But I think this is his strongest performance so far. That 54 Toyota Camry. Got some hard chargers behind him. Jeff Wright, who took advantage of taking tires early, up to second now after bringing out the first yellow flag. The Pepsi Chevy Camaro definitely finding his rhythm and finding his pace. And he'll try and challenge Yusuf on this restart. And then Dylan Parker, Alec Martinez, row 2. Connor Horn, Bailey Turner, row 3. And then row 4 is filled up by all 8s. That is the 88 of Eric Hutton and the 8 of Garrett Kite. As we work towards the Geico restart zone. Yusuf Ghali in control of this restart. The 48 up high. Going to try and time it if he can. There we go. 54 off and away. Green flag back in the air. Lap 51 and stage 2. Going to get started for us here. Side by side for second into turn 1. Dylan Parker dives down low, pushes up the racetrack. Here comes Alec Martinez, going to peek to the inside. Can't quite get there. Now through the dog leg, he'll lead Connor Horn and others down through the shortcut. And Alec trying to get the nose in there, just cannot get alongside fully, but Dylan Parker kind of missing the corner right there, still able to hang on to 3rd position, and Jeff Wright has his sights set on the race leader. That is going to be Yusuf Ghali, still out in front. Jeff Wright closing in now, just 2 car lengths behind. And everybody single filed out except for a battle farther back. That is Adam Cabot and Keith Mayato, as Cabot trying to get the drive off turn 2. And he will down through the dogleg, able to pull alongside the quarter panel of Keith Mayato, but Keith able to drive into turn 3 a bit deeper. And AJ Stravato also back here in the 11th position. Up at the front though, Yusuf Gali holding off the 48. That gap now just half a car length, and Jeff almost there to give him the chrome horn. Not quite close enough through 3 and 4, just a car length, the difference between those two. And Jeff Wright just trying to pressure him into a mistake, goes a bit wider on entry. He is there now, gives him a tap out of turn 2, down the backstretch through the dogleg, side by side now into turn number 3. Jeff Wright trying to take the lead away, and he will slide up in front of the 54. We've seen Yusuf use that same move so many times, and I don't think he'll be afraid to do it again. This could be his opportunity to fight for a championship after what has really been an up and down season. It's really started very poorly for Yusuf, and he has had a very good playoff run so far, as well as the back half of the regular season. And Dylan Parker with some connection problems. I'm not sure if we've lost him for good, but don't see him on the racetrack. And now Alec Martinez will inherit third by nature of that. Battle between AJ Stravato and Adam Cabot. They go side by side through 3 and 4. Down the front stretch, it'll be Stravato at the line, but just by a foot, as now Eric Hutton and Keith Mayato go racing it up here in 1 and 2. Looks like Mayato will complete the pass. Hutton trying to fight back on the high side, can't quite get back to him. So Keith Mayato now moves to 7th after starting back in 14th. One of the biggest movers here tonight, behind Connor Horn, who is up in 4th after starting 15th. And Garrett Kite up from 13th into the top 5. He's had a good, strong run here, getting stage points, trying to fight for a race victory. Garrett has not found victory lane this season after winning, I believe it was twice last season. Jeff Wright has stretched out the race lead, now 0.7 of a second, and growing as he enters turn 3. You got to be careful not to use your stuff up too fast here. It is a long run. We've got over 100 laps to go. As battle continues back here between AJ Stravato and Adam Cabot. That is for 9th and 10th. They're trying to track down Eric Hutton, and looks like they are making some gains there. Just a half car length between Cabot and Hutton. You can see AJ Stravato really fighting the race car right there out of turn 4. Has to saw at the wheel back and forth, and he'll do the same thing a little bit here out of turn 2. Just kind of small adjustments, keeping that car pointed the right way and trying to keep pace with these cars in front of him. AJ back about 5 positions right now from where he started. And all but 3 drivers on the lead lap. I don't see Mark Emerson on the track. He may be having connection problems as well. Looks like Dylan Parker might have fallen out, and then he is rejoined, but 4 laps down. What it is showing on our timing and scoring. Mark Emerson looks like he may have had connection problems, showing off track right now, 2 laps down. Jeremiah Vincent, first car off the lead lap, 2 laps down, but his car is still clean, so he gets a couple yellow flags, he could be back up in contention. Right now running in 16th after starting shotgun on the field. But out in front, it is Jeff Wright up 8 positions. He's now led 11 laps as he crosses the start-finish line. Yusuf Ghali in second. The gap is 1 second. And Alec Martinez able to hold off Connor Horn for third. And they've gone 24 laps on this stint so far. I think it'll probably be about 60 laps before they pit. Maybe a bit shorter than that even. As we do have a battle developing between, that is Garrett Kite and Bailey Turner back here. That's for 5th position. And Garrett doing a good job right now to hang on to this. But Bailey, you can see he looks low, tries to get the clean air on the nose of that race car. Not too far behind them, that's going to be Keith Mayato as well. So Keith definitely finding his footing here after kind of a slow start in this race. Keith Mayato, or rather AJ Stravato, looks to the inside of Adam Cabot. That is 9th and 10th. They'll be neck and neck down into turn 3. Cabot up high, able to keep it wound up. 33 is Stravato trying to get back to the gas, just cannot do it. And Adam Cabot will hang on to the spot for the moment. Here in the top 5. Oh, big slide by Connor Horn down low, able to keep the foot in it. A good piece of driving right there by Connor. But every time you start sliding like that, you really do cook the right rear tire. Connor's been dirt tracking it all race long, and that is not going to help him, especially on a long run if we do get one. It looks like we are going to probably get one. Way that things are going. On board now with Bailey Turner. Most drivers fairly well spaced out. How about this though? Angelo Rodas, he's tracked down AJ Stravato. This is the battle for 10th, and the 29 car starting to close up. 5-lap shorter stint for this Adidas Ford Mustang, and starting to pay off right now. He has made some good gains on these cars in front of him. Last time around though, Stravato just a hair faster. Fastest car on the racetrack, that is going to be Yusuf Ghali by about a 1/2 tenth. So he is closing back in. Actually, yeah, look at the gap. Down from a second to 6.5 tenths. Let's take a look at the speeds across the line. Is Jeff Wright at 29.25. Yusuf Ghali at 28.25, and then a 28.17 for Yusuf. So 0.08 faster. Alec Martinez at 28.14. He goes fastest last time around. So Alex saving his stuff as he often does. Starting to close in on those top two. And you can see Jeff Wright really starting to fall off as that gap continues to shrink. Another 10th.5 out the window for the 48. And Alec also quick that time around. Connor Horn very fast on that lap. Haley Turner matching Connor's time. Those two third fastest. This battle is not over yet. Yusuf, who was so quick on the short run early on, looks like he's got some long run speed, and that 48 starting to fall off, but he responds that time around just a 100th slower for Jeff Wright. But Alec Martinez, he is still pushing the issue. He goes a 10th faster than either of the top two. Closing back up, he's getting within the wake of the 54, so he might start to feel some aero push. Which, for those unfamiliar at a racetrack like this, even with the low downforce package, still plays a big role on these more kind of flat corners than the high banked 1.5 miles. Yeah, that time around pretty much even among the top four in terms of lap time. Garrett Kite in 5th, still hanging on to this spot. He's going to be the fastest that time. Mark Emerson still behind the wall. Looks like he is done for the day. 16 laps down, now 17 as the leaders cross the stripe. So just 2 cars off the lead lap in Jeremiah Vincent and Dylan Parker. Eddie Trejo currently the last of the drivers on the racetrack in 15th. Or last of the drivers on the lead lap on the racetrack. And Eddie has been struggling after starting from pit lane. You can see how much that car is just sliding around. He is 12 seconds behind the race leader. Elliott Butler, the next car in line, with the heavy nose damage from the contact with Mark Emerson. About halfway through this race, not where he wants to be as a playoff driver. And Joe Stafford, Zach Halper, and Angelo Ronis, the other drivers on the outside of the top 10 here tonight. How about this Jeff Wright? He lost a few tenths and now goes faster than any of the top 5. This time at the stripe, still fastest. So Jeff Wright picking up the pace once again. That Queen Air probably paying dividends as we go halfway now in this race. We're going to go to a quick side-by-side commercial break, and we will be right back.
We've been waiting for this moment. Generations of innovation all coming together in one place. A pedigree of more than 70 years of NASCAR Cup Series history, from the past to the present, from Petty to Earnhardt to Elliott. Today, there's no more waiting. The future of NASCAR is now. Drive the next gen cars today on iRacing and step into the next generation of racing.
good bit of battling here at the racetrack. Adam Cabot, AJ Stravato, Eric Hutton, all fighting inside the top 10. And nobody's been able to complete a pass, but it has been very entertaining to see these guys racing it up side by side like this. Meanwhile, up at the front, Yusuf Gali starting to close back in a little bit again. But Jeff Wright still putting up great lap times, able to kind of sustain this 6 or 7/10 lead. Everybody behind pretty well spaced out until you get to Eric Hutton and Adam Cabot, who now go nose to tail. And Cabot gonna look down low into turn 3. Hutton keeps it wound up high though. So hard to pass as these tires start to wear, but pretty good attempt by the 77 that time. He'll have to try and power around the outside at some point if he really wants to get it done. Or Hutton will have to make a mistake. You see the 77 can't get the power down, spins the tires up out of the turn at 130 miles an hour. This time tries to go to the outside. It's still sliding up there. Look at that driving by the Magic Man. Let's go on board with AJ Stravato now. He looks down low and almost squeezes into that gap. Couldn't quite get there though. And here goes the 77 of Adam Cabot, now going to try and track down the 88 again. Really big dive into turn 3. Gets it right down to that yellow line. Hutton kind of closing the door there. AJ cannot get the power down. Big tire spin. Here comes Angelo Ronas. Might see an opportunity to strike right there. But no pass is being made right now. Just entertaining. See these kind of comers and goers. And we've gone 50 laps now on this stint as Jeff Wright crosses the stripe. And we'll have just over 70 laps remaining. They should be coming down pit road here probably in the next 10 laps if they want to split it right down the middle. Otherwise, some drivers may run long, try and really shorten that last stint. Eric Hutton's been able to withstand the pressure from Adam Cabot. Here comes Stravato now with some momentum on the low side. Tries to get to the back bumper of the 77. Maybe we'll root him up out of the way, but Cabot shuts the door into turn 3. Now AJ trying to get a nice diamond run up out of the corner. Gets a really strong push down the straightaway. Here he goes. Now going to look to the inside of Cabot, and they will be door to door out of turn number 2. But the 77 able to power out of the corner. Cabot though trying to, or Stravato fighting back down low. Not able to complete that pass. Angelo Ronas now trying to get to his outside quarter panel. Can't get there, but he's got a good run out of turn 4. Peaks low, now going to try and send it in deep, try and get to the outside, can't get there. As Stravato reloads for another attempt. Up at the front, Yusuf Gali starting to track down the race leader, Jeff Wright, and also Alec Martinez. He's put together a few really great laps, and under a second margin up to the 48. And waiting for drivers to start thinking about coming to pit lane. It's been 54 laps in this run. This is where all the action is back here. Eric Hutton all the way back to Zach Alpern. Kind of 5 cars bunched up. Less than 2 seconds. Alec Martinez, he is starting to make some inroads towards that 54 machine, as they are making slight progress towards the race leader. But Alec has found some speed and found a groove here late in this run. He's gotten away from Connor Horn, who rides in fourth all by himself. Now Alec under a quarter second behind the 54. Really strong out of turn 4 that time. 2 or 3 car lengths now the separation between these drivers. Can't get much closer than that. He is just kind of stuck, I think, along with all of these guys back here. But now Travado just a car length behind Adam Cabot. And he may try again down here in turn 3, but yep, he'll send it in deep right down to the yellow line. Trying to get on the quarter panel, dragging back maybe a little bit with the side draft, but both of them slipping and sliding up out of the corner. Angelo Ronis with a little mistake there could have taken advantage of that. As here we go, Travado down to the inside, tries to put the pedal to the metal. He'll get alongside now, down the back straightaway, dead even through the dog leg, and up into turn number 3. It's going to be Travado down low. Cabot in that dominant high line. And once again, Travado wheeling it up out of the corner. Dirt track and still wiggling down the straightaway. Probably a bit frustrated. Knows he's got the speed, just cannot complete the pass. All this going on about 8.5 seconds behind the race leader. And going on about 1 second behind the race leader, that is the battle for second. Yusuf Ghali, 3 car lengths still in hand over Alec Martinez. And we're going to be getting close to pit stops here. This is going to be 60 laps to go in just a few circuits. And we might even see the race leader coming in now. Here he comes, Jeff Wright. And Alec Martinez really speeding onto pit road. We'll have to see if he was able to get it woed up in time. And for other drivers to bring it down, looks like Adam Cabot, AJ Travado, Eric Hutton all bringing it in. And Joe Stafford also from farther back in the field. He's going to bring it down pit road. That hands the race lead back over to Yusuf Ghali, who's probably going to bring it in. But no, he is going to go around again, and Connor Horn now brings it on really hot on the pit lane. He may have been speeding, almost loses it. Garrett Kite also right there behind him. And oh, Connor may be out of fuel. Connor Horn out of fuel, it looks like. Here comes Yusuf Ghali. Gets on the pit road nicely there. Bailey Turner will stay on the racetrack. So he'll take over the race lead. And now the battle behind him. That is going to be Alec Martinez and Jeff Wright. And this could be your net lead as they go around. Other drivers just exiting pit road. And there's contact. Alec Martinez able to hang on to it. What a piece of driving. Keeps it off the inside wall. But that will surely cost him a ton of track position, as they just got together in the dogleg side by side like that. I think Alec was expecting Jeff to go farther down, and they both stayed up on the banking. Nobody cut that. And what a good save, though, from Alec, and his race will continue. But he's lost some ground, that is for sure. Angelo Ronis currently your race leader. Out in front of Zach Halpern. Both of those drivers yet to bring it on the pit lane. Bailey Turner now brings it to the attention of his crew. Elliott Butler. Jeff Wright looks like he will inherit the net lead. And problems, though, for Connor Horn. He was on pit lane for a very long time. And finds himself deep in the field. Jeff Wright going to be out in front. Yusuf Ghali pit a couple laps after him. He is in second. Behind him, Alec Martinez, Garrett Kite battling for that spot. And the gap is going to be about 3.5 seconds from the 48 to the 54. But a 2-lap advantage on tires. Is that going to be enough for Yusuf to get up there and start fighting for that race lead? Angelo Ronas, he'll stay on the... Nope, he'll bring it in this time, actually. So Jeff Wright now cycles back to the point. It'll show the updated scoring as he comes back around, but that lead is 3.5 seconds. Yusuf Ghali is in the second position. Alec Martinez 3.9 back, battling with Garrett Kite. He's got some hot rear tires now. Eddie Trejo, first car 1 lap down, right behind this battle. How about Eric Hutton and Adam Cabot? They're fighting it out. Cabot, though, got the jump on the 88. Through the pit cycle there. And AJ Servato, he's fallen a little bit behind this. Connor Horn up to 9th now. But running out of fuel there on pit road really did cost him. So Jeff Wright out in front, 3.3 seconds. Remember, Jeff not a playoff driver anymore. Knocked out during the last round. And looking to play spoiler here. As he rooted Alec Martinez out of the way. That lead is shrinking just a little bit. Yusuf a bit faster these last couple laps. It was 3.7 seconds, now down to 3.2. And Yusuf just has to take his time, needs to know that got a slight tire advantage. If he can keep the tires on it, he can get there, I think. But a big wiggle up out of turn 4 that time. That's going to cost him some momentum. Little brush on the wall down into turn 1 as well. That is the difference. 3.1 seconds are now down to 3 seconds flat. He's about a 10th.5 faster the previous lap. So at that kind of a pace, it'll be 20 laps. That time just 900ths, so he can get there. He's just got to be patient and cannot overheat these tires or he will not get there. AJ Servato now fighting for 7th with Eric Hutton. Gets to the inside, Hutton up on that high line. And AJ not able to complete the pass. Here comes Hutton fighting back to the high side, down into turn 1. Should be able to complete it down on this end of the racetrack, and he will. He'll move AJ Servato into 7th, Hutton back to 8th, and then Connor Horn a whole 6 seconds back. Battling with Bailey Turner, Angelo Ronas, Zach Halpern. This gaggle of race cars. Halpern with a little bit fresher tires as well as Angelo Ronas. He's got the freshest of this bunch. Did see some battling a bit behind this. I'm not sure. That was maybe like Adam Cabot. No, another red car. Possibly Elliott Butler. I think he worked his way around a couple of these race cars. Eddie Trejo 1 lap down in 15th. Jeremiah Vincent still 2 laps down in 16th. And Dylan Parker has made 1 lap up, but he still has to make a stop. And here he comes right now as we talk about him. 17th position and not the start to round 2 of the playoffs that he needed after starting in 2nd and being so fast in practice. Connection problems putting him behind. He will come to the attention of his crew. Jeff Wright's race lead now down to 2.5 seconds and shrinking even more as Yusuf clicked off 2.5 tenths last lap. And this time he'll go a 10th faster. So continuing to chew into that race lead, but will it be enough? Still a lot of time left in this race, just has to be very patient. Now Garrett Kite moves to third. We'll take that away from Alec Martinez, who has the potential tire issue after getting knocked out of the way. Keith Mayatos found his way into the top 5. Pressured tires, and the cars behind him as well. But Adam Cabot is closing in. So this could be a developing battle here for a top 5 position. Haley Turner starting to put the pressure on Connor Horn. Connor with that big points advantage coming into tonight's race. Probably not going to be feeling the pressure just yet after a 9th place result, if that's where he does end up. But here's the battle now as Bailey Turner going to look to the inside, slips up the racetrack a little bit. Connor able to keep his foot to the floor and drive up out of the corner. The 24 has to slow up just a little bit. That allows Angelo Ronas to close in. Angelo again with the tire advantage on these 2 cars. And Connor really struggling tonight with rear end grip. He was able to drive it up into the top 5, but mistakes with fuel mileage. And right now he is under pressure. Might fall out of the top 10 before it's all said and done. We'll have to hold these guys off for over 40 laps, which is a pretty tall order. But how about this? Dylan Parker going to work past Yusuf Ghali. And Dylan, of course, 5 laps down right now, but trying to get one of those back the hard way. He'll try and track down Jeff Wright. And this gives a little assist, I think, to the 54, who will be able to pull a little draft on the straights. And he's worked that gap now under 2 seconds. Last time a little bit slower than the 48, but he was letting Garrett by, or Dylan by. These guys are really going at it back here for the last few positions in the top 10. Connor Horn 9th, Bailey Turner 10th, Angelo Ronas in 11th. Zach Halpern's kind of fallen behind this battle by a little bit, but he runs in 12th. Bailey is all over Connor. He may shove him up out of the way here pretty soon. Connor just running his race, running his line, and Bailey just got to find a way around. He is working on it, though. You can see he's looking left, right, center, wherever he can go. Waiting on that throttle, trying to get the drive up out of the corner. He is going to be there probably down into turn 1, right along the quarter panel. Dives it in. Connor gives him enough room. But able to defend that time through 1 and 2. Race lead now down to 1.5 seconds. Jeff Wright. I start to feel some of that pressure from the 54, and Yusuf will start to collect a little bit of draft down the straightaways. Not that it's going to be a huge benefit, but he'll start getting the effects of that probably in about 5 to 10 laps as he continues to close. Another half-tenth clicked off right there. Jeff is shutting the engine off and clutching and coasting. So he is either going to be running out of fuel at the end, or it'll be very close, but he is definitely in save mode right now, so that may be part of why Yusuf is closing in on him. Let's go on board with Yusuf and see if he's doing any of that. Yeah, no saving from the 54 right now. At least he's got 2 laps the advantage on tires and fuel. That may be what Jeff is trying to save, just 2 full laps of fuel. But in doing so, he may lose the race lead. It's 1.1 seconds. At one point, it was 3.7 seconds. Yusuf Ghali really putting down some great lap times. Fastest car on the racetrack, other than Zach Alpern was faster last time. And he's starting to close up on Bailey Turner, who has lost a spot to Angelo Ronas. Now Angelo's set to work on the 67. Closing up towards the end of the race here. It'll be 35. It's 35 to go right now, 34 next time. And Yusuf Ghali has that gap now down under 9/10 of a second. Really finding good speed here as the 48 has to save fuel. We'll ride on board with him here through 3 and 4 this time as he almost catches that outside wall. Oh. Cuts it off, hits the clutch. Or rather, I think he's just clutching it. I'm not sure he's actually shutting the engine off. But look at that gap. That is the difference from first to second. Third place is 3.5 seconds back. That is Garrett Kite. He may be saving as well. Yep, no saving from the 8 car. He's going to be pushing it to the end here. And Yusuf Ghali now just about a half second behind. This is where he's going to really feel the effects of the aero push or aero loose. He's also going to have a draft, so if he was going to be close on fuel, he can save a little bit down these straightaways. And Jeff has to start pushing here or he will lose this race lead. Now about 6 car lengths between these two drivers battling for the first win in round 2. Jeff Wright not in contention to advance. He's already been knocked out of the playoffs. But Yusuf Ghali, this could be his ticket to the championship 4. And this season, championship race is going to be at Las Vegas. I think last season it was at Chicagoland, and Yusuf won that one. Chicago kind of runs similarly to Vegas in some ways. So does Kansas. They're all kind of the same ballpark. But look at this now, just 2 car lengths, first and second, and caution flies. Caution is out on the racetrack. I think the 18 of Alec Martinez had problems, or he came down pit road. Yellow flag will fly. Let's go take a look at this. Oh no, it was Eric Hutton with a massive impact in the dog leg. As in front of him, they were racing it up. That's it. Stravato and Adam Cabot, and down into the dog leg. Hutton just loses the back end, corrects hard in the wall, up off the ground on the right side. Able to continue on, but that is going to be a badly damaged race car, and Hutton was running up in the top 10, bringing out the yellow flag. That gives some new life to the 48 of Jeff Wright. But it also might give another opportunity to Yusuf Ghali to maybe win the battle off pit road as they get service started on their race cars. Where does Yusuf end up? He has the first pit stall. Be a close battle, I think. Here comes the 48, and Jeff Wright will win that battle. Yusuf Ghali second, Adam Cabot third, and Yusuf with a speeding penalty, I think, Oh no, that is disaster for Yusuf Ghali, who had a race win potentially in his sights just moments ago. Now he's going to have to fight from the tail end of the field, and Jeff Wright maybe sees this as an opportunity to take a race win here and play spoiler. But Adam Cabot now up to second, could get his 5th win of the season. Let's not forget Adam Cabot, he had not won in this league until this year, and he's won 4 races this season. Really a breakout year for the Magic Man. He's going to try and do it again here tonight. He's got to go through the 48, and lots of other drivers racing for this win here this evening. Quick race recap: 4 total cautions, including the stage break at lap 45. 7 lead changes. And we should be getting the green flag with 25 laps to go. Who is going to win this race? Cheer on your favorite driver. Let us know you're out there. Who you think is going to take the checkered flag. Who you're rooting for. We've already seen the 48 willing to push the issue and maybe drive guys pretty hard here for this race win. But Adam Cabot, no slouch. And he's been very fast here tonight. Just hasn't had the track position. Now he has it. He could have a shot at victory and locking himself into the championship 4. Came in with a decent points advantage. Got a few stage points there. Still going to be looking for more than that, but so unfortunate for Yusuf Ghali. We'll see if he can race his way back forward. He'll restart at the tail end of the field. Jeff Wright goes straight away, uses that high lane, and he'll get rolling now. Adam Cabot down low. He'll hang on to second, and AJ Servato settles into third. 3 wide farther back. That's Keith Mayato, Angelo Ronas, and Bailey Turner. Now Yusuf Ghali pushing the issue underneath Elliott Butler, and try and make some progress here early on in this short run. 25 laps to go in the lead now, about 6 car lengths. That is Jeff Wright out in front of Adam Cabot and AJ Servato and others. As there's a block from Bailey Turner as Mayato tried to make the move to the inside. Interesting move there, but that definitely slowed up Mayato. And here comes Angelo Ronas now looking to the outside. Keith probably not going to be too happy about that one. And side by side now for third. This is Servato and Garrett Kite. And Garrett, really good run up out of the corner, but still not fully clear. Is down into turn 1 side by side. Angelo Ronas has gotten around Keith Mayato. They're going to be 3 wide out of turn 2. Yusuf Ghali down low. Mayato in the middle, as well as Connor Horn. Mayato going backwards on this restart. And they are 2 wide, 2 rows deep here at the 29, the 54, 67, and 36. The battle for second still rages on, but Jeff Wright, he is driving away 6.5 tenths now out in front of the 77. And Garrett Kite putting all kinds of pressure on this Juan Tech Camaro. Everybody single file here, back to Alec Martinez, even farther back to Elliott Butler. Eddie Trejo on the lead lap again. Joe Stafford. Jeremiah Vincent just 1 lap down. He's hoping for another yellow. Get back onto the lead lap. And Dylan Parker just 3 laps down after being 5 laps down not too long ago. But battle now for the 3rd position again. That is Garrett Kite down low on the apron. AJ Stravato, the 33, will hold him off. Here comes Bailey Turner, going to make a charge. He'll look to the inside of Garrett, down into turn number 1. Yusuf Ghali's charged back up to 6th. He has brought Connor Horn with him. Problem is, he is 2 seconds behind the race leader, and laps are winding down. Can they find the pace to make it past all of these drivers and somehow still battle for the race win? Side-by-side teammates now. Out of turn number 4, Yusuf hangs on to the spot, but Connor Horn trying to find his way forward. Racing hard, those Toyota Camrys. Bailey Turner now looks like he might be in the way of 2 of the fastest cars on track. And Yusuf not afraid to get drivers up and out of the groove. Trying to find a way around cleanly. I think good run though out of turn 4. He'll be right on the bumper down into turn 1, and 24 turns in early. Yusuf hard on the brakes there. Back end slides out from underneath him. That's going to open the door for Connor Horn. He'll move now to 6th position. And meanwhile, Jeff Wright continues to drive away. 1.1 seconds now. Looking like his race to lose, but there is definitely some hard racing farther back. There could be a yellow flag here at some point. That charge into the corner by Stravato. He's going to lose a lot of time on the backside of turn 2. That gives a little breathing room to Adam Cabot. Could he focus forward, track down the race leader? Does not seem to have the pace on this run. Jeff Wright could be pushing a little bit too hard, but that time still 0.17 seconds faster than Adam Cabot. And AJ now back behind him, and side by side Connor Horn, Bailey Turner. As Connor tries to get to the outside, 24 throws the block, maybe a little contact out of turn 4. Connor is there now, solidly on the outside here in turns 1 and 2. Gonna keep it wound up. Bailey trying to shut the door on him, can't do it. Here comes Connor working to the outside, trying to get 5th. Bailey defending hard here, just racing as hard as he can for a top 5, but it's not gonna be enough. Connor Horn now to 5th position. Can he get around the outside of Garrett Kite in just the same way? Trying to make that second groove work. Not really what you usually run here. But look at that momentum down the backstretch. He is right there in the fight for 3rd and 4th. Almost underneath the 77 as AJ Stravato has moved to 2nd in a 33 car of AJ Stravato, who has struggled at points during this race after starting in the top 5 in 2nd now. Trying to drive forward, but the gap 1.7 seconds. It'll be 10 to go next time. Adam Cabot really deep in the corner there, missed his marks. Here comes Garrett Kite, going to go to the inside. The battle for the final spot on the podium. They race into turn 3. Connor Horn right there behind them. Yusuf Ghali has not been able to get past Bailey Turner. He's been kind of roadblocked here. And look at that, 77 goes wide, 8 car goes with him, and here comes Connor down, way down through the dog leg. He'll slot in right behind the 77 of Adam Cabot. Racing really hard here in the top 5 and top 10. Well, AJ Servato is starting to close up on the race leader just a little bit the last couple of laps. Still a long ways to go. It's going to be a second and a half to the 48. That time only 300s faster. It is less than 10 laps to go. And Jeff Wright looks like he is on cruise control, trying to hang on for a race win. Two playoff drivers with rough nights tonight. That's going to be Dylan Parker and Mark Emerson. Mark going to finish dead last in the field tonight, and Dylan second or third to last. Then Elliott Butler has not had a strong night here. He's been outside the top 10, even outside top 15 at points tonight, and running in 12th right now. But kind of needed a better night than that to make some ground up in the playoff standings, as Yusuf Ghawi still trying to find a way around Bailey Turner, but has not been able to. And AJ Servato has cut the lead down now to 1.3 seconds. He is faster. Last time, full 10th and a half. It'll be 5 laps to go, and Jeff Wright still 1.3 seconds ahead. It's just going to be too much, too little, too late, as Yusuf Ghawi down out of the groove here. And Angelo Ronas with a pretty strong night tonight. He is going to try and work to the outside here for 7th. Connor Horn still working on Adam Cabot for 3rd. Good run out of the corner there, as Yusuf Ghawi still struggling. He's going to fight back underneath Angelo. At the front, Jeff Wright with a monster lap right there has driven even further away, now 1.5 seconds over AJ Servato, who looks like he made a slight mistake, but still 2nd fastest on the track. Jeff Wright coming to 3 laps to go. That checkered flag looks like it's going to be his, unless something crazy happens. You have hard racing back here. It could very well happen. Connor Horn now to the inside of Adam Cabot. Really good run out of 2. He gets the advantage down the backstretch into turn 3. And he may try and pull a little bit of a slide job here deep into the corner. Will slide up to the second groove, cuts back down, parks it right in front of the 77 of Cabot. And 2 laps to go in this race. Connor Horn finds his way to a podium position. He has now put 2 car lengths between himself and the 77, but Jeff Wright off in the distance now through 3 and 4. Coming back around, he'll take the white flag. White flag in the air. Jeff Wright, 1 lap to go. AJ Servato tried hard but could not close up. Just a couple more corners as he streaks down the back straightaway. The 48 in control and pulling away the Pepsi Camaro machine. The spin and win is complete. Jeff Wright will take the victory at Phoenix and spoil the playoff drivers. AJ Servato and now wrecking across the line. That is Adam Cabot. Doesn't make it back to the stripe, or does he? He does. 7th position though, and they're wrecking behind him. What happened here? This was battling Garrett Kite, Adam Cabot side by side down the backstretch. 77, or down the front stretch, 77 got loose hard in the wall. He lost a few spots there. Either way, Jeff Wright, your race winner here tonight at Phoenix. What a drive. He spun to bring out the first yellow flag, and then goes on to lead 104 out of 165 laps. Nothing could hold him back there at the end, and he held off AJ Servato and the rest of the field. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break. And back at the racetrack now, going to be pulling up our race winner here tonight. If we can find him, there he is. Jeff Wright, Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, Jeff, you did the spin and win here tonight. Really struggled in those opening laps, but man, you had some serious speed here at Phoenix tonight, and you drove through, and nobody could catch you there at the end. How does it feel to take the win?
Yeah, it feels really good. I mean, it'd obviously feel better if we were in the chase, but the way things unfolded last week, we just didn't get in. We were in a win or go home situation, so I knew I had to win at Martinsville. I thought there was a chance I could do that. Bailey Turner was really fast. I never did get the lead, so I never had the chance to get clean air, but thought I might have a chance to lock myself in, so when we didn't do that, I was pretty bummed out. But to come back the next race and get a win in this league, regardless if you're in the chase or not, it just feels great because this league is really tough to get a win in. So finally got number 2 on the season. Feels like it's been forever since I've got a win, let alone finish in the top 3 and be talking to you here. So yeah, just really pumped.
Yeah, it has been a little while. I know you had some issues throughout the midpoint of the middle of the season, but the win back at Sonoma, kind of a similar fashion, very dominant there. And tonight, man, just 104 laps led. You were untouchable there. Some guys had some good long run speed, but they could never quite get up to you. And yeah, you go on to win a dominant race here tonight. Homestead is coming up next week. How do you feel about going out there?
Yeah, Homestead, it's a really fun track. It's not one of my best tracks, but it's multi-groove racing. It's one of the few tracks you can kind of do that on iRacing now. So anytime we can go to a track where we can move around, use the bottom, the middle, and the top, it's always fun. But yeah, I'd love to go out and get another win here and kind of just play spoiler here the rest of the season here, since we're not in it for the championship. So we're just gonna go try to win as many races as we possibly can.
And you do just that tonight. You spoil the playoff drivers and prevent any of them from locking their way in. So congrats on doing that. You start 9th, lead 104 laps, and win by almost 2 seconds there on that short run. So really, really fast here tonight. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, just the team and the league admins for all they do for the league here. It's been a long season, and they put a lot of time and effort, into making the league run smoothly, and all the test sessions that they do for testing setups and stuff. They put a lot of hours in per week for us to just come out here and do this. So just appreciate all they do for the league here, and just want to keep going here. Maybe try to get another win here before the season's out.
Yes, sir. And we're looking forward to seeing if you can do that next week and play spoiler again at Homestead. But congrats on the win here again.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, that was Jeff Wright, race winner here this evening. Let's go to now second position. That is going to be AJ Stravato. Pull him up into the booth. AJ, Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, AJ, it was a track position battle all race long, and you start in 5th here, and you got clear of that crazy battle that was going on, for second, and you had your sights set on the 48. Was there any way to track him down here tonight?
I think if we had better track position, we might have had a shot. I kind of shot myself in the foot at the, I think towards the end of that stage, I sped in the pits, so I had to spend pretty much the entire race, working from the back of the pack, and pretty much having to work over Adam Cabot for, I think, almost 100 laps. I don't think I've had to work harder just to pass one person, and all power to him. But I definitely felt that was quicker, so it was definitely, even though he's my buddy, it was definitely getting a little frustrating getting by him because, like, tires are everything here and track position is. So once I got by him, I was starting to track down the 48. It was just a matter of, I ran out of time. We didn't have enough time. But if we had another caution, I liked our chances because he was on older tires and he didn't have another set of tires. I had one more set. So that would have been nice. But all things considering, I'm not very good at Phoenix. I kind of wish I drove like this on the season finale and below the double yellow, I guess. But I guess the setup suited me a little bit better for how I like to drive this track. But second place and good points and finishing ahead of pretty much everybody else in the chase is good. So hopefully we can keep on building from that.
Yeah, and speaking of building on that, we go to Homestead next week, which I know you're pretty strong out there, but how do you feel about going out there?
I actually really like this track with the new grip strips and everything. You can at least search on the high line. So at least you have options next week, which I'm looking forward to a little bit more. So hopefully the setup's really loose. The last time I know we came here, it was really loose. So definitely looking forward to that and just continuing to, hopefully build a secure enough spot to, make it to the final four. I don't know if we have the race winning speed because we have a couple of really fast guys. Connor, Alec, all these guys are going to be hard to beat. Yusuf's got Richmond coming up. I know he's quick there. So as long as we can hopefully points our way in, I think we have a good shot. But obviously, it'd be nice to win. But we'll see.
Yeah, you're definitely, performing out here, and you kept at it all race long. It was fun to really watch you battle for all that time. We mentioned it somewhere in the broadcast. So way to keep at it there, and you come away with a strong second place run. And anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Obviously, you, Adam, you do a hell of a job doing these broadcasts, especially Wednesday by yourself. I give you a lot of props. Obviously, V-Speed, VRL, and all the guys that make this happen. I have a lot of fun in this league. A lot of really quick guys in here, so it's always good to, see how I've been on the oval side of things, especially I don't think I've been running as much. So it's good to know I have still good speed, and hopefully we can build off of today's run.
Yes, sir. Definitely good speed out there tonight. Congrats on second, and we'll catch you at Homestead.
Yes, sir. You have a great day.
You too. That is AJ Stravato, second place. Let's go to third now. That is going to be Connor Horn. Connor, Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got me.
Yep, I got you.
Well, it was not an easy race for you there, Connor. You start 15th, and I think at one point you ran out of fuel, if I'm correct. But, man, what a battle back here onto the podium. Just describe tonight's race.
Yeah, I didn't get a qualifying lap down, so I started at the back, and that first run just really struggled with passing. 30 years is a thing, obviously, but I couldn't find a line where I could run to take to kind of remove it, if that makes sense. I was just trying to avoid dirty air, but it's hard to, because mid-pack there, we were just really all scrambled up. Me, Bailey, Eric, Angelo was there, Jeff coming through the field at one point on his newer tires. It was very scrambled, very tough to make passes, and evidently I couldn't save the tires. I was killing the right rear on the long run, but at the same time I was still too tight entering, so I don't know how I was managing that. I could have probably gone down on the brake bias a little bit more, but I don't know how much that's going to help. If anything, it would have just kept spinning me out, so that was tough. Got fortunate with the stage points, with how that all planned out. Kind of wherever I finished the stage, it fell on my lap, and it was looking like we might have been able to get into the top three and compete a little bit. I was staying with Yusuf and Alec. Jeff kind of drove away with his short run pace, and then I just fell off Alec. I couldn't get back to him because the right rear was shot and I couldn't turn in, and I was falling back to Garrett, so that was tough. And then I knew fuel was going to be an issue, so I tried stretching it as far as I could, and ran out. I sputtered into 3, and it just coasted it as far as I could without going above 45, because if I sped, it would have made things worse. So made it to my box, came out like 9th, battled with Bailey and Angelo a little bit. I raced Bailey hard. I thought it was fun racing. Maybe he didn't think so, but it was enjoyable to me. At least that was probably the most fun I had in the race, battling Bailey and Angelo, and Halpern was there as well. And then whatever happened to Eric happened. Been in the dog leg. Odd that happened. Yellow came out, that got me back in it with at least fresher tires, and then just like Yusuf, who unfortunately sped, I did the same thing, trying to get Bailey off of pit road, so that put me back to the rear. And I don't know, some people screwed up the restart or something. I don't even remember where I exactly restarted, but made a few passes here and there. Just trying to figure out right now on replay where I did restart. It about probably like 11th. I got by Halpern and Butler and Horonis pretty quick. Yusuf slid up the track, got by him. Bailey got back to Bailey. He left the outside open through the dog leg, so I took advantage of it, hung his right rear, and was able to pinch hard enough to pass him. And then Garrett overshot one. That let me go sort of 2-3 wide, get by him, and then I just kind of... I didn't really hit Cabot for third, but I just got close enough to his bumper where it got him loose, and he just didn't get the run out of a corner to keep up. So that was the last pass I was able to make. I wasn't going to get the AJ even if I had about 20 more laps because the tires would have been shot. So lucky the short run happened because I probably would have gotten back to third.
Yeah, it was fun watching you dirt track out there, and I think I mean, we could see the right rear was definitely falling off your car, but it was definitely a lot of fun. You know, you were battling off and side by side with some of these guys, and trying to wheel it down there on the inside line is tough no matter what the tire situation is. So thanks for putting on a show for us coming through the field. We go to Homestead next week, and you know, just a couple more races till the championship. How do you feel about going out there?
Last season Homestead was pretty fun. It was one of the best sets we'd ran, and it was pretty raceable. So hopefully the guys who build the setup can do the same thing, and it could be a very racy set and kind of work 2-3 lanes, especially with the new grip updates that have been done in recent months. So you know, a lot of people were fast there last year. Keith was there, AJ was there. I think Dylan Parker was in the mix last year, so I think we'll see Yusuf up there as well. And it should be a pretty fun battle. High downforce package again. You're not going to learn too much about it for the finale at Vegas, but it's, you know, 2 high downforce races. You know, they're similar in ways, so it should be an interesting race.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it for sure. And already 8 wins this season. Another podium finish here tonight. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Shout out to Yusuf Ghali. He probably should have won the race. I think he was good on fuel. And from the sound of it in our Discord, he was chasing down Jeff, and then unfortunately that yellow came out and kind of screwed him. Zach Halpern had a top 5, top 10 car. He kind of got screwed a little bit. And, you know, that Jeremy Miller wasn't here tonight. And, you know, shout out. I had fun with Bailey and Angelo racing. They were great to race around. It was great to race around Eric as well when we were around him. And it was sort of a fun race, but at the same time, it was really frustrating because of how I just couldn't have drive off when I needed it the most in those long runs, and then I just couldn't get into the corners. I couldn't run the top on the long run, dirty air, just couldn't avoid it. I really don't think I was better than 4th, but we got lucky to get 3rd.
Yeah, and we said it at the top of the broadcast that you and Keith were going to find your way towards the front, and you both did at some point, and you ended up finishing up here as well. So great run again, Connor, and I know definitely probably frustrating on the way there, but man, another 3rd place. So we'll catch you next week.
To force you there, Adam.
All right, Connor Horn, 3rd position. Probably not what he wanted, but man, he's got high standards. That is for sure, but always backs him up too. So let's go to our full results here and run down 4 cautions tonight, 7 total lead changes. Jeff Wright ends up running away in a dominant performance there in stage 2. AJ Stravato trying to track him down, not enough time, finishes 2nd. Connor Horn finishes in 3rd. Garrett Kite, very strong 4th place. Bailey Turner finishes 5th. Angelo Ronas, a nice strong 6th place finish here. Adam Cabot finishes in 7th, spinning across the line. And Yusuf Ghali, pole sitter, he'll finish in 8th after a very strong race and a stage win. Keith Mayato finishes in 9th, and Zach Halpern rounding out the top 10. 11th was Elliott Butler, 12th was Eddie Trejo, 13th Alec Martinez after issues late in this one. And Joe Stafford finishes 14th, Jeremiah Vincent 15th, 16th was Dylan Parker, 17th Eric Hutton. Rounding out the field tonight was going to be Mark Emerson, the 22 machine. 18 cars here at Phoenix, and a lot of fun side-by-side racing all night long. If you enjoyed the broadcast, please consider following or subscribing on the social media platforms and right here on YouTube. We'll be back next Wednesday with the race at Homestead. I was trying to think of where we're going, and we just talked about it multiple times. So Homestead will be the next one here for Virtual Racing League. And we'll be back next Tuesday as well with the Below the Double Yellow Cup Series. You won't want to miss either of those races. And catch you all next time.